Welcome to another episode of GrinNfool Plays Battlefleet Gothic Armada. So, I'm going to be going with the Imperial Navy. Like I said before, I'm intrigued because the Corsairs have obliterated them, the Orcs have obliterated them. So, I'm actually intrigued whether or not they're as bad or if the AI is just really bad with them or what the deal with them is. So, this will be the first episode exploring the race, so odds are this is only going to contain 1 to 2 actual battles in it, but it'll contain a lot of information on what the race actually is all about. So as you can see, we have access to the, quote, powerful Nova Cannon. They have strong front armor, and they get lots of torpedoes. I'm not usually a big fan of torpedoes, but I know the Imperial Navy has access to a lot of maneuvers, so that could potentially make them better. Downsides are not very good at range, and they're slow. Well, we're used to slow, because the Orcs are very slow. So, we'll see how badly that hurts us. We need something appropriately Imperial here. Let's go with Board Admiral Grin. There we go, that is appropriate. Alright, stick it to normal until we get all the basics of these races down. Alright, so we will take a look at what we have available here. So we have 2 light cruisers right off the bat. We can choose between the Dauntless, which is 600 hull, so that's not horrible, but it's not exactly hardy. It has 75 front armor, 50 side, and 5 rear armor, so it looks like it's armored pretty much identical to the Orc ship, just not quite as much health. I'm not really sure what their advantage then is strong prow armor, because that is the same armor that the Orcs have. By that logic, it should say for Orcs, advantage strong prow armor. Rotation, slightly immobile. 188 speed is okay. It's better than the Orcs. I think the Orcs had 150, so 188 is at least workable. And weaponry, we're looking at 2 light double macro turrets that have, basically they can't fire in their rear arc, but everywhere else. 6,000 range, so that's decent range. We have a light macro battery, broadside, but on 2 of those, yeah, it's not too bad, 6,000 range on that as well. And we have a heavy prow lance. It is accurate, so it always hits, damage of 24, rate of fire 8. But only fires at the front armor. Also ignores the, also ignores our enemy's armor. So that's pretty good, actually. We kind of wish it had more than 1 lance, but that's not bad. So our other choice is the Dauntless Mark II. Looks like in terms of the actual ship stats, they're the same. I'm not seeing an obvious... No, yeah, they're the same. So I'm guessing the difference is going to come in weapons here. So they've got 2 light macro batteries, that is the same as the Dauntless. 2 light double macro turrets, again, same as the Dauntless. So I guess the difference is we get torpedoes versus medium torpedo launcher. So tiny target, the accuracy of enemy defense turrets and fighters is usually 10% when they're firing at this projectile. Alright. Ignores the shield, stoppable, can be hit. Alright, so that's all just the normal stuff. And then upsides otherwise is 45 damage, and it only launches 4. I'm actually liking the Dauntless Mark I a little bit more than the Dauntless Mark II. I feel like they made some poor design choices in the Mark II by getting rid of that lance. That's a pretty cool thing there. Guaranteed 24 damage on an 8 second. That's Yeah, that's good. I mean, versus the torpedoes, but they're 45 damage each, and they're on like a 60-second cooldown. So yeah, we're gonna definitely go with the Dauntless. And I like it so much, I like it twice. The third ship, we might go with a Mark II just to have some torpedoes out there, but this is a pretty solid ship, I think. Alright, let's go ahead and look at the skills. I think are all the same, so let's look at favors. So we can dedicate it to the Inquisition. That one that is Emperor's Turo. We can... Oh, we pick as enemy ship, and it's automatically identified for us. Alright. Inquisitorial Suite. Every crew member gets 1 free crew point. Well, that's interesting. So essentially, it's Commissar, Navigator, Tech Priest. All these guys instantly get a crew point filled. That's pretty cool. That's equivalent to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 levels. Yeah, it's like getting 7 levels instantly. Without the upgrades, obviously, but I mean that's not bad. It's nothing setting the world on fire there, mostly because this isn't the most amazing ability. But I mean, if you have some long range stuff like that Nova Cannon, that's supposed to be amazing, which we don't have access to, I could definitely see that being useful. So we also have Adeptus Mechanicus. We have the Omnissiah. The ship instantly gets an upgrade slot, so it's in addition to the normal levels, I guess. And we get, an extra skill slot. So that's kind of good, actually. I guess it's kind of one of those things that's like, well, it doesn't really give you anything, but it gives you an extra skill and an extra upgrade. And as far as I know so far, I don't think you can get extra skills. I think what you initially start with is all you get. So that, pledging to Adeptus Mechanicus would be huge. An extra upgrade is always nice, instantly, but getting that extra skill, that's pretty impressive, because you generally don't get any other skills. Alright, what if we can pledge to ourselves? We are the Imperial Navy. What? We are the Imperial Navy. What do you mean pledge to the Imperial Navy? Whatever. Let's see what it is. Reinforcements. A Cobra-class escort ship enters the battlefield with reinforcements. The player has to deploy the ship within a 5,000 radius, within a radius of 5,000 units around this ship. The Cobra reinforcement benefits from all upgrades set to Cobra. Alright, so I guess you're going to want to be leveling up this Cobra escort ship if you go Imperial Navy. Because that's not bad. It's essentially every 3 minutes an extra escort. That's pretty good. And then with rigor, the ship cannot become insubordinate. That's not too bad either. I don't know how bad Imperials are with insubordination, but you think they wouldn't do it because the Commissar just shoot them in the face, right? What does this thing do since this is relevant now? It gets a torpedo launcher and a macro turret. Not the greatest ship, but I mean it's essentially free on a 3-minute cooldown. That's not horrible. Alright, going back to favor. Last choice, Adeptus Astartes. What do we get here? Alright, we get a Terminator Lightning Strike, which is, excuse me, we get an extra assault action. It basically changes our Lightning Strike into Terminator Lightning Strike. Gives us an extra assault action on a Lightning Strike, and we get Space Marines. It's a 10 additional troop value and an additional assault action to boardings. So essentially this is +1 assault action boarding and +1 assault action on Lightning Strikes. So this is sort of what Biltan has, but better in one way, but worse in another. The Biltan get +20 to troop value from the Eldar, but they don't get this additional assault boarding action. So this is essentially the exact same as Biltan, though. Okay. It's not too bad. there's not any major standouts. I would say Inquisition is probably good if you have the Nova Cannon. Of the standouts, honestly, the Adeptus Mechanicus sounds really useful. Imperial Navy, I don't know. Being able to call a free ship in every 3 minutes isn't too bad. It does start on cooldown, but 3 minutes is a lot more reasonable than 5 minutes, which is what the Eldar version of that type thing was. And this, I don't know. I'm not sure if that's a big deal. And then, of course, we have this, which, what's our initial crew stat? True value is 60, so it's not bad. It brings us up to 70. Essentially evens us with Orcs again, or Biltan Eldar. But does give us an extra assault. So we have loyal, 30% chance for being insubordinate. It's not horrible. We get access to extra abilities to maneuver, and our accuracy is, yeah, it's alright. Not good, but okay. Okay, so yeah, of those, I would say Adeptus Mechanicus is definitely a standout, because being able to get extra skills is phenomenal. Adeptus Astartes is okay. Inquisition and Imperial Navy, I'd say, are a little bit more kind of situational, I guess. Astartes is probably good if there's just nothing else you want, or if you want to make, one ship assault boat, essentially. I could see doing that, just like I did with the Biltan and Eldar. This would be your ticket to making a really powerful assault boat to get, critical damage on the opponent's ships. But, like I said, these two are more general use and kind of, if you don't have anything else you want, I guess you could do that. But I would say this is kind of your go-to, and then this is sort of if you want assaults. And then these two are just, they have their niche, like the Emperor's Tarot, I guess. If you have a Nova Cannon, is decent. All right, so we've more or less now gone through that. So let's look at what upgrades we want. So our Void Shield is back. Shield regen is back. Damage, you get disruption, or yeah. So the usual suspects are all back. Yeah, I think that's normal. Okay, so yeah. It looks like maneuvering is probably a big thing here. However, I am very partial to not dying, so we're going to go with this on both. No. Let's go with Warp Jump on him. Just cause. You know what? No. I want to try this. The instantly, refill our engines. Because I kind of feel like these maneuvers might be helpful with the lance on the front. Alright. So we're going to try. So basically, he's going to be our Admiral ship since he's invincible, or can be. And here be our, more of a combat dude. Sorry, I keep clearing my throat. I don't know what's going on. Alright, so bring that and that. And then we have enough for a Cobra. So, Cobra? Yeah, sure. Alright. Yeah. Her ships are interesting. They're kind of regal looking, but I don't know. They kind of lack a little bit of character, I guess, compared to the Eldar or the definitely the Orcs. The Orc ships have a lot of character, but I think that's kind of to be expected. After all, I mean, they're the Imperial. All right.
Setting course.
Yeah. I guess actually let's go over here. He's kind of here, there, and there. So this is probably a single cruiser and a bunch of escorts. Because, yeah, there's way too many dots. Or if we're against Orcs, this could actually be 2 cruisers, 2 escorts. But, as per usual, I failed to pay attention.
At your command.
Alright, so what do we have here? We have a high energy turn, 3 degrees per second, uses 10 combustion per second. Okay, so it looks like you can sort of like set the angle you want to end up in. all ahead full, so it doubles our ship speed. Normal ship speed, and then burn retros. Oh, so we can do quick stops. That's interesting.
Ship ready.
That is very interesting. Speaking of quick stops,
retros.
stop for a sec. Okay, well that's actually
Course plotted.
a really quick stop. Jeez. Oh, get
Cruising
out of
speed
stopping.
set.
You should kind of auto
Changing
get out of
course.
retros, you would think, right? If,
Enemy ship sighted.
alright. Let's see if we
Helm
can
coordinates acknowledged.
bring it around here to
Course plotted.
Alright, well let's execute our high energy turn
Acquiring new vector.
and get our broadside on this guy.
Enemy ship sighted. Orders received.
Alright, I'd say that was pretty effective actually.
Awaiting orders.
It's kind of invincible here just because
Setting course.
he's prow guns, right? So we need to switch him.
Awaiting orders.
Yeah, I'd say it's
Understood.
reasonably effective.
Setting course. Enemy ship sighted.
Weapon destroyed. We lost some of our light raptor batteries.
Underway.
It's not horrible. Alright, let's bring us around
Execute
here.
high energy turn.
There we go. That's actually really cool.
Coordinates acknowledged.
I like that a lot. I feel like that's probably going to be a major part of playing
Your
as
orders.
Imperials is utilizing
hot.
that ability.
Cruising speed set.
So let's start repairs here.
At your command. All ahead full.
And
Acquiring new
do a
vector.
high energy turn there. Swings our broadside in. Then see we can. Yeah, that was really cool there.
Targeting enemy vessel.
I basically hit the speed increase, swung around, managed to hit him with broadside, and then
Yes, Admiral.
instantly brought him back into,
Orders received.
following him along the path to stay into a broadside fight, because that benefits me
Lock on
hugely
target.
when compared to
Your orders.
the
Lock on
chaos
target.
here. I think.
Initiate
So it looks like
emergency
we're not doing
repairs.
great against him right now. We need to pay more attention.
Acquiring new vector.
See, there's our
Changing
lance. We just
course.
swung that around to the front. And
Understood.
do one more lance shot here. There we go. So let's
Engines to
get him in
maximum.
here.
Course plotted. Engines hot.
Yeah, we're doing okay right now.
Changing course.
Turret destroyed. Let's
At your command.
go for a ram here. We have good prow
Orders
armor,
received.
so there we go. Not too bad.
Cruising speed set.
We'll go ahead and go invincible here.
Understood.
Let's
Execute
do
high
that.
energy turn. Underway.
As you can see, it's
Yes, Admiral.
very difficult for our opponent to
Course plotted.
maneuver away from us. We may not be very fast,
Engines
but
hot.
the maneuverability here is pretty top notch.
Setting course.
You definitely can't fault it.
Awaiting orders.
See, like he's gonna try to turn in front of us, so we're just gonna do that.
Cruising speed set.
Yeah, he got a
Changing
subordinate.
course.
We're not gonna be able to get to him, I don't think.
Ship ready.
We're not gonna get to lightning strike range. Yeah, that's
Helm
alright.
coordinates acknowledged.
That's okay.
Ship
Still,
ready.
I mean, that's I don't know.
Setting
Maybe the
course.
computer just doesn't make good use of those abilities. That
Your
seems
orders.
likely, right? The computer just wouldn't
Course
make
plotted.
good use of
All ahead
maneuvers
full.
like that.
At your command. Underway. Engines to maximum. Cruising speed set.
So like we just quickly make this turn, get our prow facing towards
Cruising
them again,
speed set.
and like that was crazy
Engines
quick.
hot.
And then we can go all head full, finish this off by ramming in, and then
Helm
just grab
coordinates
this.
acknowledged.
Yeah, that was wow. I don't know. I wasn't expecting those. I mean, those maneuvers are cool, but I wasn't expecting to be as useful as they were. They definitely add a lot of tactical thought. If you can get in there close, I mean, you should pretty much control the fight how you want. I don't feel they're particularly hardy, I guess, in the fight, but like, perfect example, most races, or at least especially the orcs, they can't really utilize those prow weapons once you get into those broadside fights. Like with this, I can basically, in the middle of a broadside, to broadside fight, execute a high energy turret, and then activate the, you know, full thrusters and ram someone after shooting them with prow weapons. And, you know, you wouldn't be able to do that with orcs or anything else, so that's actually a really nice advantage. So kudos to that. Alright, so we got a new upgrade here to do. Let's see, we have the usual 5-degree better rotation, auxiliary power. If our engines are critical, we only take half speed penalty. Missions, special maneuvers do not reveal the ship. Efficient plasma, we use 25% less combustion. Navigational shields, ignore asteroids, 100 more shield. Generator security, auxiliary shield capacitors. That's interesting. I could have sworn the upgrades for the other races here, this one is 25%. So it looks like the Imperials might have a improved version of that. We also got better range on our, you know, scanners. Longer special orders, so more or less the same stuff here. Hull reinforcement, yeah. It's camo. What is that? Running silence better. Okay. And then we can increase the range of our turbo weapon, or weapons, by 3,000. Better, more attacks on lightning strike. Under 3,000 armor pen. Lances do double or 50% more to shields. Lock on. When lock on special orders is activated, lances have a critical damage are increased by 300%. Oh, chance of dealing critical damage. Refined lenses increase the range on lances at 3,000, and targeting matrix above 6K accuracy losses reduced by 50%. So if you get that, it means you've probably already taken this turbo weaponry. As always, I am partial to surviving. So we're gonna go with actually this auxiliary shield capacitor. Having the time of our shields coming back seems really nice, and we're gonna do that for both of them, I think here. Crew-wise. These are both gunning ships, so we're gonna give both of these guys Master Gunner as well. I feel like the Imperials are a lot more kind of, this ship does this. You're obviously gonna choose this selection, because I've got, I mean, yeah, it's not like the Eldar kind of, which have a identity crisis on, you know, their carrier ship, the light cruiser one. It has a carrier bay, and then it has guns, so you can be like, well, I can make an argument for a couple things here. I might want the cooldowns, I might want this, or the orcs, which kind of have, you know, they have the benefit of being able to customize your ship, but the fact that you can customize your ship can also lead to kind of an identity crisis. Well, do you want range? Do you want, so like the Imperial ships, these are all going to be basically doing this general thing if you know, you're in a certain class of ship for the Imperial Navy. There might be more ships unlocked at higher levels, I don't know, so maybe other classes of, or maybe other light cruiser classes will do things in a slightly different way than, you know, these guys do. But the Dauntless are definitely, they're brawlers at a decent range. So I guess maybe skirmishers would be more apt for them, because they have 6,000 range on their broadsides, and then the lances are they're just 6,000 range. So they don't have to get super close, but it doesn't hurt them to be close either.
Changing
you sort
course.
of kind of do what your enemy doesn't want you to do. So if your enemy doesn't want you close, you want to be close.
Course plotted.
If your enemy wants you close, you want to try to stay at some range and kind of skirmish with them in terms of your ranges. Since you easily with these guys, you know, you're going to outrange the orcs, but you're probably not going to outrange the Eldar or the Chaos.
Yes, Admiral.
But you're going to, you know, be better than them in close
Coordinates
combat.
acknowledged.
So you really do have to make use of those maneuvers.
Ship ready.
That was just a god-awful shot. Wasn't even close there.
Engines hot.
Okay, I'm gonna actually
Burn retros.
with him, which is, I can't even like begin to describe how cool of a feature that
Cruising
is to be able to
speed
do.
set.
Just like, oh, this guy's gonna stop in the middle of space.
Cruising speed set.
It's just one of those like, wow, that's useful.
Awaiting orders.
Okay, let's activate this. We're trying to drop this guy right.
Understood. Targeting enemy vessel.
Oh, he's not gonna be having a good time here.
Engines hot.
Okay, we're gonna rotate, and then we're gonna do that. Yeah, see, look at that. That is just crazy. We basically just plowed into him, and
Changing course.
so we
Your orders.
oh, he's on fire. Let's not
Initiate
do that.
emergency repairs.
Repair that.
Setting course. Engines to maximum. Cruising speed set. Helm coordinates acknowledged. Orders received.
You land that shot there. Yeah, no, he's too fast.
Underway.
Not too bad though. Yeah, no, that definitely kind of confirms what I was saying about
Setting
the
course.
yeah, you just
Yes,
you have
Admiral.
adaptability,
Engines hot.
and you should
At your
never
command.
underestimate having adaptability in this sort of game.
All ahead full. Cruising speed set. Your orders.
He's gonna
Course
get away,
plotted.
that's fine. Probably. Well, we got heavy damage on
Enemy
him.
ship sighted.
That's
Understood.
fine. Like I said, we're gonna now go for this guy. Let his
Ship
ships
ready.
come back, then we're gonna bring him in.
Changing
Um,
course.
Yeah, like I said, that's
Damage teams.
really
begin
solid
repairs
stuff.
Now. Yes, Admiral.
he's actually
Orders
trying to
received.
run away, so let's shoot that right there.
Helm coordinates acknowledged. Orders received. Setting course.
I was hoping we could like hit the rear and flip him into our
Cruising speed set.
missile path.
Awaiting orders.
It's alright. He did
Engines
cripple his
hot.
engines, so I guess we can hear it now, so
Your
let's
orders.
do that.
Underway.
But yeah, I mean,
Engines
Yeah,
to
just-
maximum.
what is this guy doing?
At your command.
Oh, see, that's alright. We can just
Acquiring new
do
vector.
that quick turn, do that,
Changing course.
and we're gonna come right up next to him.
Understood.
Yeah,
Ship ready. Yes, Admiral. For the Emperor.
so we flip that around in time. Oh, we're good.
At your command.
So yeah, I mean you can see you actually have a lot of actual control over your ships as the Imperial Navy, and I gotta say that's phenomenal. The Eldar can kind of do it anyways, just because their ships are naturally agile, but they can't like do that turn on a dime or stop in the middle of nowhere type stuff. So that's pretty cool. You know, if your ship's slightly behind you and it's trying to like turn, you can like just hit retrograde and it'll catch back up to you, get back in the broadside arc of it, or You can quickly flip your ship to the side, get a shot of the lance. No, yeah, that's that was cool. All right, so we have our first cruiser here, and you know, same unlocks as per usual there. Let's see, what do we want to do? Oh wow, holy crap! Look at all those choices. Wow, that is a lot of choices. So we have the Dictator, 800, 200 shields. So shields are definitely a thing for the Imperial Navy. 10-degree rotations. It's not very agile. Same armor as usual. Weaponry, we've got 2 ordnance launch bays. So that is, so this is sort of going to be our carrier. If we bring the Dictator, it's our carrier. Has, whenever you launch anything, it'll be 2 fighters or 2 bombers or 2 assault boats. Macro battery, which is at 90 degrees, so we've got 2 of those. And it's got a prow heavy torpedo launcher. So that is a 6-slot torpedo, which is, again, that's actually nice. The 4 slotters I'm not always a big fan of, but whenever you actually can shoot 6 at a time, that's nice. Especially with the maneuverability you have, you might actually be able to use that in the middle of combat. Like at close range, you just quickly, you know, make that high energy turn and immediately launch torpedoes in their path. That's pretty powerful. Yeah. So I guess this is kind of our de facto carrier. Our Gothic here, we have, wow, 4 lance batteries. Holy crap. Yeah. But it's not quite as good as that prow lance that we have on the light cruiser, because that thing was 24 damage on a shorter cooldown. But still, you got 4 of those, and they do not miss. So that's it's essentially 48 damage on a 12-second cooldown that will not miss. And then another heavy torpedo launcher. So big fan of that one too. Gothic is pretty good. Yeah, there's our Nova Cannon, our Dominator here. It has a macro battery. There's 4 of those, so yeah, it's not a will not miss, but that is a really high damage attack. 6,000 range, 4.5 crit versus 3 crit, so it's a high crit weapon and high damage weapon, so that's pretty solid. And then it's also got the Nova Cannon, which is supposed to be one of the strengths of the Imperial Navy. 1 attack on a 60-second cooldown. 200 damage. Apparently it's imprecise, so attacks may occur at a random point near the desired position. At 25,000 range, I'm not really sure if that's fantastic. It is area effect. It does explode. So I guess the imprecise doesn't matter so much if it explodes. And it ignores armor. So it's essentially just a flat 200 damage. That is, whew. That is powerful. I can see why that's considered a strength of this army. Alright, so we move on to the Tyrant, since this is basically a brawler with Nova Cannon option. Move on to the Tyrant, we have a plasma macro battery. I like that. 12,000 range. Whoa. This one kind of suffers from some identity crisis. We have 12,000 range, and there's 6,000 range, and then torpedoes. This is a little all over the place. I'm hoping that maybe this lunar one's like all about plasma. It's not though. This one has, alright, this one's sort of a hybrid, I guess, between the Gothic and the Dominator. Yeah. It's hybrid between the Gothic and the Dominator. It takes the Gothic's torpedo launchers and 2 of its lances, and then takes 2 of the macro batteries here. The one thing I will note that these ships don't have those turret weapons. The light cruisers have 2 turrets when you look at them here. that have 270-degree range, so they are able to fire like at just about anything all the time. Which means when I'm front arcing, I'm getting the lances plus this, and when I'm side arcing, I'm getting the macro batteries plus that. So that's a really good feature, but none of these have that. So these guys are all completely devoted to, you know, one thing or the other. So yeah. I'm very interested in this plasma battery, but this, or not this one. Well, if we wanted a carrier, this isn't a bad choice. I'm not really sure. The issue is I don't know if I want a carrier right now. Then again, in that I have two pretty good brawlers, carrier is a very viable option. God, you're just like spoiled for choices as Imperial. You have so many options. I mean, you obviously don't have like the custom that the orcs do, but it's you really have a lot of choices here. I'm kind of leading the Dominator just to get a Nova Cannon, because that's, you know, supposed to be the big thing for Imperial Navy, and I kind of want to see it. However, I also kind of want to see plasma batteries. I kind of wish there's one more here that had either plasma batteries or Nova Cannon. Like, you have one choice if you want Nova Cannon. The thing is, I already have, it's 4 Nova batteries, so yeah, it's better than this, I guess. Not substantially so, but my concern is just kind of putting all of our eggs in one basket if I go this, because we will be completely in that 6,000 range. If we go to the Tyrant, you know, we at least have the plasmas at 12,000, and if we go the Dictator or the Gothic here, we have that we're always going to hit type mentality, which is definitely a powerful choice to be able to say, I'm not going to miss. Alright, I think odds are, alright, I'm going to take the Dominator, and odds are the second cruiser slot we get, we're going to go to the Gothic, because that just sounds amazing. It's a 4 Lance battery. I like that a lot. Alright, so we're bringing the Dominator in. Skill wise, let's see. We should probably get a probe for him, because with the Nova Cannon, right? Makes sense. So we're fit a probe, and I don't know if we really need micro warp jump with the maneuverability we have in our options built in, and in that we are a brawler here. Let's go ahead and get it in, you know, make us harder to kill as well. Alright, I'm good at that. Alright, though, I do believe that's going to have to do it here, because I'm probably running over already. So yeah, you got to see 2 battles here. We explored kind of all the different, what the different favors do for us, and you got to see a bunch of cruiser choices. I would say the advantages of this race, or of the Imperials so far, for sure, are the choices. One Imperial Navy could definitely differ from another. Just as an example, what if, you know, you're fighting a navy that has 2 cruisers that have that 12,000 range plasma battery? Yeah, that's gonna be a lot different to deal with as an opponent compared to maybe one that's built like mine, that's all about kind of getting in your face. Or maybe you have a Imperial Navy that has 2 of those carriers, and you have bombers and fighters harassing you all the time. Or maybe you have one that uses a bunch of lances, and yeah, not being able to dodge or always having an attack hit is going to be brutal, because you will lose that war of attrition. If you went the Lance stuff, I would almost guarantee every single upgrade I get is about keeping that ship alive, because it's not going to miss, and I will win a war of attrition as long as my ship can survive the fight. Just because everyone else has that, chance to miss. So, yeah, that's it's very interesting. And of course, the other major advantage, I haven't decided if the Nova Cannon is an advantage, but Jesus Christ, that thing is huge. Look at that. The other definite major advantage the Imperials have is those maneuvers. Like, it gives you a lot of tactical flexibility. I understand now why they favor, or why they have the heavy prow armor, and why they have favor torpedoes, because if you can quickly, rotate while in a side-to-side broadside battle with an enemy, quickly rotate, shoot torpedoes into their oncoming path, and then activate your full speed ahead and ram into their side. That can be pretty crazy. So it also makes a lot of sense why the AI wasn't very good with them, because their actual ships aren't anything spectacular if you don't take advantage of their maneuvers. But when everything's sort of taken as a whole, it's pretty powerful. So we'll have to wait and see. We did just start, only did 2 battles. Like, I could be singing their praises, and and by the end of my 3 to 4 episodes of play with them, I'm just like, God, they suck. But I see potential here, and they could be powerful. If they do need a buff, I don't know yet. But yeah, at least they're fun, and that's nice. They also have very pretty ships. You can see these are the cruiser I've been circling around, and then this is a light cruiser. They're kind of all shaped the same, it looks like. It's just sort of more of it with the cruiser versus the light cruiser. Yeah, it's just definitely one of those cases. Like, yeah, it's just more of it. We kind of have like a city look floating on it. Looks like a cathedral is the cockpit here. Alright, fair enough. Yeah, looks like a cathedral or something up top. Yeah, anyways, that's going to do it. If you guys do enjoy these series, please do like and subscribe. It helps us out. And I will see you guys next time on the GrinNfool Plays Battle Fleet Gothic Armada.